Well, I guess you know where you are. You're back on the coaching corner. R.J.Adams along with Jamie Green and David Farkas and the craziness of Counterpoint.
Well, R.J., I'd like to talk about marketing, submissions, pushing yourself as an actor. I saw your interview with Dave Vecchio and piqued my interest. So, Jamie, how do you approach the marketing standpoint in terms of submissions?
Hard copies. I do a lot of hard copy submissions to casting directors and to agents.
What do they look like? What kind of envelopes do you use? Do you seal them? Do you cover letters? What?
All of the above, yeah. I mean, I do brown envelopes sometimes, but a lot of times I'll do the window envelopes so that they can see my
You do the
pictures
window
through it.
envelopes? The super expensive window envelopes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do the window
Do you put a
envelopes.
resume in there with the window envelope?
Well,
Because
of
nobody's ever
course.
going to look at the resume. They're just going to look at the window.
And
All
yes,
right.
of course, I do cover letters. Yeah.
Everyone,
So
cover
you need
letter.
to introduce yourself to the casting director and agent. If you don't have a relationship with them already, they need to know who you are. They need to know a little bit about you by showing your personality in your cover letter.
Look, this resume says everything they need to know about you. Either if you're going to an agent, it means you want representation. If you're going to a casting director, it means you want a job in a film or a TV show. There's nothing that a cover letter is going to say that's going to give them more information than that. Only cover letter is going to do is make you sound like an idiot. Let's see what this magical cover letter will do for us here. Go ahead.
Dear Abrams Artist Agency.
Good start.
I am currently seeking representation in Los Angeles, and I'm very interested in your agency.
They already knew that.
Because of the wonderful things I've heard
They
and your
already knew
outstanding
that.
reputation. As a film, television, and theater actor, I recently graduated from UCLA with degrees in theater arts and
Like
English.
100,000 other people. Go ahead.
Don't be an ass, Dave. Just listen. Could you just sit there and listen for a second? How does that sound? Okay, let's try that. Most recent credits includes The Crucible and Bobby's Balls, as well as a variety of independent films. What are you laughing at? Why are you laughing?
Bobby's Balls.
I'm going to just go on. I've competed in regional theater festivals and studied with renowned
course you have.
professors, actors, and playwrights. Of course I have.
Jamie, here, let me just interrupt you for a second.
No, I have more.
All right.
I have enclosed my theatrical and commercial headshots along with my resume to provide you with further insight into my skills, experiences, and abilities, and I look forward to speaking with you.
Okay. You need to put yourself in the position of an agent who gets about 100 of those every day, and they all look the same.
And this is amazing.
Nobody's ever been proud of the fact that they were in Bobby's Balls. That's the only difference between your cover letter
You know what, Dave?
and normal cover
Okay.
letters. Bobby's Balls, I mean, I can't believe you're so proud of that. That's one of the 2 films you put in this thing. I mean, they get hundreds of these every day. They're going to do this. No. There you go. That's what they're going to do with your cover letter.
Wow.
So you spent about 20 minutes on that thing, and they just threw it away in about 5 seconds.
I'm going to have to print
And
another
they're
one
not
of
gonna
those
call
out.
you
I have to
in.
print another one of those out now.
Well, you print out about 50 every day, according to you. So that
Every
shouldn't be a
week.
problem. Every week,
Oh, how
whatever.
many submissions do you do per week?
I don't do
Mr.
submissions because they're stupid.
How are you going to work if you don't submit?
Look, you
Tell
get
me
it.
that.
You get well. If you need to submit to get an agent, but once you get an agent, what are you submitting for? Your agent's going to submit you. If you have an agent that's not submitting you, you need to get a new one. So
Once you get an agent, you just stop working. You don't submit to casting director. You
My-
don't keep up your contacts. You don't do what
my
your
work is
part.
working on the set. That's my work.
Okay, well, if you're working
Agent
on the
can
set
submit me-
consistently enough for you to not ever have to do any kind of submission or casting directors, then we wouldn't be having this conversation.
No,
right
listen,
now.
Jamie, the problem I have is you're living in like 2006. Black and white was king or something. I don't know what your deal is. Hard copy doesn't exist
Okay,
anymore.
you
Most
tell me
people,
what do
when
you
you
do?
go in
Tell
for
me
read,
how
they
to
don't
do
even
it,
want
Dave.
your hard copy
How do
thing.
you do it?
You
Tell me.
find a good agent and then you let them work for you and then you go out and you do your work. That's what you do. You don't drop you drop in casting agents and directors?
So, yes, of course I drop in. I do whatever it takes
Okay,
in order to build the relationships to have a career in the business. You are lazy.
No,
You're
I'm
lazy.
not.
What do you
Look,
do?
I was in a
You
meeting.
go on what? One audition because your agent set
No.
it up, and then you're like, okay, great, I'll just wait for my agent to do anything.
It's not lazy.
You're probably going to tell me you don't even call your agent. You just let them send you out. What do you do?
It's not lazy. It's efficient. You direct your talents and your work towards what's efficient. You're doing stuff that's not worthwhile to you. You're wasting time. You're
Efficiency
wasting money.
is doing nothing but going on the call,
Listen,
the readings that your agent sets up for you. That's it.
Absolutely. And you think it's great that you feel great about sending a bunch of window envelopes out and putting cover letters on that nobody's going to read.
Yeah,
so
at
that makes
least
you
I'm
feel
putting the
better, but it's
time
not
in.
doing anything.
And the effort that it takes in order to make it
You're
in this
putting
business,
time
instead of
and
sitting on my
effort.
ass letting someone else do all the work.
It's an exercise in futility. And I'm saying just because you send out 50 envelopes a week in your clear plastic and with your cover letters and you seal the envelopes, it's a big waste of time. And that's my point.
And I'm saying just because you have an agent doesn't mean you get lazy and stop doing all the work that it takes to make it in this business. You don't just sit on your ass and wait for your agent to get you out. That's my counterpoint.